You wake up every morning with a clear mind, focused on your goals, ready to tackle any challenge that comes your way. You are not bogged down by negative self-talk or plagued by doubts. Instead, your thoughts are a powerful ally propelling you towards success in every area of your life. This is not just a dream. It's a reality that's within your grasp. And today, we're going to explore how to make it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, disciplining your thoughts. It's a skill that can transform your life, your career, and your relationships. And the best part, it's something you can start developing right now. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever noticed how your thoughts seem to have a mind of their own? One minute you are focused on an important task, and the next you are worrying about something that happened last week or fretting about a future that hasn't even arrived yet. It's as if your mind is a wild horse running wherever it pleases, with you desperately hanging on for dear life. But what if I told you that you could tame that wild horse? What if you could harness its power and direct it exactly where you want to go? That's what disciplining your thoughts is all about. It's about taking control of the most powerful tool you possess, your mind, and using it to create the life you have always dreamed of. Know what some of you might be thinking. Sure, that sounds great, but is it really possible? Can I really control my thoughts? The answer is resounding yes, and I'm going to show you how. First, understand why disciplining your thoughts is so crucial. Your thoughts are the seeds of your reality. Everything you see around you, your career, your relationships, your level of success, all of it started as a thought in someone's mind. The chair you are sitting on, the device you're using to watch this, even the clothes you are wearing, they all began as ideas, as thoughts in someone's mind. Your thoughts don't just create the world around you. They create your inner world too. They shape your emotions, your attitudes, and ultimately your actions. Have you ever noticed how a single negative thought can spiral into a bad mood that lasts all day? Or how a positive thought can energize you and make you feel like you can conquer the world? That's the power of your thoughts. They're like a filter through which you experience the world. And when you learn to discipline your thoughts, you are essentially learning to control that filter. You are learning to see the world and yourself in a way that empowers you rather than limits you. So how do we go about disciplining our thoughts? Well, the first step is awareness. You need to become aware of your thought patterns. Most people go through life on autopilot, barely noticing the thousands of thoughts that flit through their minds each day. But to discipline your thoughts, you need to start paying attention. Try this exercise. For the next hour, make a conscious effort to notice your thoughts. Don't judge them, don't try to change them, just observe them. You might be surprised at what you discover. You might notice that you have a tendency to dwell on past mistakes, or that you often imagine worst-case scenarios, or you might realize that you have a habit of comparing yourself unfavorably to others. This awareness is the first step towards change, because once you are aware of your thought patterns, you can start to challenge them. You can start to ask yourself, is this thought helping me or holding me back? Is it based on fact, or is it just an assumption I've never questioned? The next step in disciplining your thoughts is to actively choose better thoughts. This doesn't mean engaging in unrealistic positive thinking or denying reality. It means consciously selecting thoughts that serve you better. For example, let's say you're facing a challenging project at work. Your undisciplined mind might automatically think, this is too hard. I can't do this. I'm going to fail. But with disciplined thinking, you can choose to think, this is challenging, but I've overcome challenges before. I have the skills to figure this out. Every obstacle I overcome makes me stronger and more capable. Do you see the difference? Both sets of thoughts acknowledge the challenge, but one set leaves you feeling defeated before you have even started, while the other empowers you to take action. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, but what if those negative thoughts are true? What if I really can't do it? Here's the thing. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. Your thoughts become self-fulfilling prophecies. If you believe you can't do something, you must not even try, or you will give up at the first obstacle. But if you believe you can, you will keep pushing, keep learning, keep growing until you succeed. This is not just feel-good psychology. It's backed by science. Research has shown that our beliefs about our abilities have a profound impact on our performance. In one famous study, researchers told a group of hotel housekeepers that their daily work was excellent exercise that met the Surgeon General's recommendations for an active lifestyle. Another group wasn't given this information. 4 weeks later, the group that had been told their work was good exercise had lost weight, and showed improvements in blood pressure, even though they hadn't changed their actual behavior at all. Just changing how they thought about their work changed their physical health. That's the power of disciplined thinking. When you choose thoughts that empower you, you literally change your reality. Disciplining your thoughts is not about never having a negative thought again. That's not realistic or even desirable. Negative thoughts can sometimes serve a purpose. They can warn us of potential dangers or motivate us to make necessary changes. The key is not to eliminate negative thoughts entirely, but to stop letting them control you. These thoughts are like a massive river flowing constantly. You can't stop the river from flowing, but you can build channels and dams to direct where it goes. That's what disciplining your thoughts is all about. Not stopping the flow, but directing it where you want it to go. So how do we build these channels? How do we direct our thoughts in a more positive, productive direction? Here are some practical strategies you can start using today. Mindfulness is the art of being present in the moment, observing your thoughts without judgment. It's like watching clouds pass across the sky. You see them, but you don't get caught up in them. Regular mindfulness practice can help you create a gap between your thoughts and your reactions, giving you the space to choose how you respond. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself regularly. They might feel awkward or even silly at first, but they're a powerful tool for reprogramming your subconscious mind. Choose affirmations that resonate with you and repeat them daily, especially when you catch yourself engaging in negative self-talk. When something bad happens, our natural tendency is often to catastrophize, to imagine the worst possible outcome. Instead, practice looking for the opportunity in every difficulty. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? The attitude is like a magic eraser for negative thoughts. It's almost impossible to feel bitter and thankful at the same time. Make it a habit to list 3 things you are grateful for every day. They don't have to be big things. It could be as simple as a good cup of coffee or a smile from a stranger. Our minds are meaning-making machines. We're constantly interpreting the world around us, often in ways that reinforce our existing beliefs. Start questioning these interpretations. If you find yourself thinking, my boss hates me, ask yourself, what evidence do I have for this? Could there be another explanation for their behavior? Athletes have long known the power of visualization. Before you start your day or begin a challenging task, take a few moments to vividly imagine yourself succeeding. See yourself confidently tackling obstacles, feel the satisfaction of making progress, hear the congratulations of your colleagues or loved ones. When you catch yourself spiraling into negative thoughts, imagine a big red stop sign in your mind. Then, consciously replace the negative thought with a more balanced or positive one. Your environment has a huge impact on your thoughts. Limit your exposure to negative influences, whether that's toxic people, doom scrolling on social media, or depressing news broadcasts. Instead, seek out inspiring books, uplifting music, and positive people. Your mind and body are intimately connected. Regular exercise, a healthy diet, and adequate sleep all contribute to clearer, more positive thinking. Having clear, compelling goals gives your mind a positive focus. When you are working towards something you are passionate about, it's much easier to maintain disciplined, productive thoughts. Now, I want to be clear, disciplining your thoughts is not about achieving a state of constant bliss or never experiencing negative emotions. That's not realistic or even desirable. Life is full of ups and downs, and our full range of emotions, including the difficult ones, make us human. What disciplining your thoughts does is give you more control over your mental state. It's about being able to choose your response to life's events rather than being at the mercy of every passing thought or emotion. Your mind is like a garden. Thoughts are the seeds. Every thought you nurture, every thought you allow to take root and grow, shapes the garden of your mind. If you don't tend to your mental garden, if you allow any and every thought to grow unchecked, you might end up with a tangled mess of weeds, negativity, self-doubt, limiting beliefs. But when you discipline your thoughts, you become an expert gardener. You carefully choose which seeds to plant. You nurture the thoughts that will grow into beautiful flowers and strong, fruitful trees. You pull out the weeds of negativity before they can take root. And over time, your mental garden becomes a place of beauty, strength, and abundance. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but my thoughts have been running wild for years. how can I possibly tame them now? Well, let me tell you a story. There was once a man who wanted to change the world. He worked tirelessly, but soon realized the world was too big to change all at once, so he decided to focus on changing his country. But his country, too, proved too large and set in its ways. He turned his attention to his community, but even that seemed beyond his reach. Finally, he decided to focus on the one thing he knew he could change, himself. And a funny thing happened. As he changed himself, his family took notice and began to change. His family changed, their neighbors took notice. Soon the changes rippled out to the community, then to the country, and eventually to the world. The moral of this story, change starts with you. It starts in your mind with your thoughts. And the beautiful thing is, it's never too late to start. Your brain has an amazing ability called neuroplasticity. It can form new neural connections throughout your life. This means that no matter how ingrained your thought patterns might be, you can always create new, more empowering ones. It takes consistent effort. Disciplining your thoughts is not something you do once and then you are done. It's a practice, something you need to work at every day. It's like exercising a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger you get. At first, it might feel difficult. You might catch yourself slipping back into old thought patterns. That's okay. Be patient with yourself. Remember, you are undoing years, maybe even decades of mental habits. It was not happen overnight, but if you stick with it, if you keep practicing, you will start to see changes. You will notice that you are less reactive to stressful situations. You will find yourself bouncing back more quickly from setbacks. You will start to approach challenges with confidence rather than fear. You will discover a sense of inner peace and resilience that you never knew you had. And the effects was not just be internal. As you change your thoughts, you will start to see changes in your external world too. Your relationships might improve as you approach them with a more positive mindset. You might find new opportunities opening up at work as your increased confidence shines through. You might even see improvements in your physical health as you reduce the stress caused by negative thinking. Now, I want to address something important. Some of you might be thinking, but what about when really bad things happen? How can I control my thoughts then? It's a valid question. Life is not always sunshine and roses. We all face difficulties, tragedies, and losses. In these moments, the goal is not to force yourself to think happy thoughts or deny your pain. That's not healthy or helpful. Instead, disciplined thinking in tough times is about finding a balance. It's about acknowledging your pain while also looking for ways to grow from it. It's about allowing yourself to grieve while also reminding yourself of your strength and resilience. In fact, it's often in our darkest moments that the power of disciplined thinking becomes most apparent. When everything seems to be falling apart, your thoughts can either be your worst enemy or your strongest ally. They can either drag you deeper into despair or help you find the strength to keep going. I'm reminded of the story of Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist who survived the Nazi concentration camps. In his book, Man's Search for Meaning, he wrote about how he observed that the prisoners who were most likely to survive were not necessarily the strongest physically, but those who found meaning in their suffering. They disciplined their thoughts to focus on reasons to live, reuniting with loved ones, completing unfinished work, or bearing witness to the horrors they had experienced. Frankl wrote, "Everything can be taken from a man but one, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way." This, my friends, is the ultimate power of disciplined thinking. It gives you the ability to choose your attitude, to choose your response no matter what life throws at you. Now, I want to give you a challenge. For the next 30 days, commit to actively disciplining your thoughts. Start each day by setting a positive intention. Throughout the day, catch yourself when you fall into negative thought patterns and consciously choose more empowering thoughts. End each day by reflecting on what went well and what you are grateful for. It will not be easy. There will be days when your old thought patterns try to reassert themselves. There will be times when it feels like too much effort. But I promise you, if you stick with it, you will see changes. You will start to notice a shift in how you perceive the world and how you perceive yourself. As you change your thoughts, you change your actions. As you change your actions, you change your habits. As you change your habits, you change your character. And as you change your character, you change your destiny. Imagine where you could be 30 days from now if you commit to this practice. Imagine the clarity you could have, the confidence you could feel, the progress you could make towards your goals. Now imagine where you could be a year from now if you make this a lifelong practice. Imagine the person you could become, the life you could create, the impact you could have on the world around you. That's the power of disciplining your thoughts. It's not just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about taking control of your mind and, by extension, taking control of your life. Remember, your thoughts are the seeds of your reality. Every great achievement, every positive change, every step forward begins with a thought. By disciplining your thoughts, you are essentially planting the seeds for the life you want to live. So start today, start now, become aware of your thoughts, question them, challenge them, choose thoughts that empower you, that push you forward, that help you become the best version of yourself. It will not always be easy. There will be days when it feels like an uphill battle. But I promise you it will be worth it, because when you master your thoughts, you master your life. You have within you an incredible power, the power to shape your reality through your thoughts. It's time to harness that power. It's time to take control. It's time to discipline your thoughts and create the life you have always dreamed of. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and the journey to a disciplined mind begins with a single thought. Choose that thought wisely, nurture it, let it grow, and watch as it transforms your world. I want you to realize the immense potential that lies within you. Every moment presents an opportunity to reshape your mental landscape, to forge new neural pathways that lead to success, happiness, and fulfillment. Consider the ripple effect of your thoughts. Each disciplined thought is like a pebble dropped into a still pond. It creates waves that extend far beyond its initial point of impact. Your disciplined thinking doesn't just affect you. It influences everyone around you. When you choose to discipline your thoughts, you become a beacon of positivity in a world that often seems shrouded in negativity. Your optimism becomes contagious. Your resilience inspires others. Your clarity of purpose motivates those who have lost their way. The people in your life, your family, friends, colleagues, and even strangers you encounter. How might your interactions with them change if you approached each encounter with a disciplined mind? How might your kindness born from positive thinking brighten someone's day? How might your unwavering focus, a product of mental discipline, inspire a coworker to push through their own challenges? The impact of your disciplined thinking extends even further. In our interconnected world, your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions have the power to create waves of change that ripple out into society. Imagine a workplace where everyone practiced disciplined thinking. Conflicts would be approached with a solution-oriented mindset. Challenges would be seen as opportunities for growth. Innovation would flourish as people learn to silence their inner critics and embrace creative thinking. Now expand that vision to your community, your country, the world. The problems we face as a global society, climate change, inequality, conflict, these all stem from collective thought patterns. By disciplining your own thoughts, you are contributing to a shift in the collective consciousness. You are playing your part in creating a more positive, more collaborative, more innovative world. But bring it back to you for a moment. You will likely encounter resistance. Your old thought patterns, ingrained over years or decades, was not give up without a fight. You might find yourself slipping back into negative self-talk or unproductive worry. In these moments, remember that struggle is a natural part of growth. Just as a butterfly must struggle to emerge from its chrysalis, you must push against the boundaries of your old thinking to emerge as a stronger, more disciplined thinker. Embrace these challenges. Each time you catch yourself in a negative thought pattern and consciously choose a more empowering thought, you are building mental strength. You are rewiring your brain, creating new neural pathways that will make positive thinking easier and more natural over time. Think of it like learning a new language. At first, forming even simple sentences requires intense concentration, but with practice, it becomes more fluid, more natural. Eventually, you find yourself thinking in the new language without even realizing it. The same is true for disciplined thinking. What starts as a conscious effort will, with time and practice, become your default mode of thought. You will start to notice changes not just in your thinking, but in your entire approach to life. You will find yourself becoming more proactive and less reactive. Instead of being buffeted by the winds of circumstance, you will learn to set your own course, to steer your life in the direction of your choosing. You will develop a newfound sense of personal power. As you realize that you have control over your thoughts, you will understand that you also have control over your emotions, your actions, and ultimately your destiny. This sense of agency is incredibly liberating. No longer will you feel like a victim of circumstance, but rather the author of your own life story. This journey of mental discipline will also lead you to a deeper understanding of yourself. As you observe your thoughts more closely, you will gain insights into your fears, your desires, your motivations. This self-awareness is a powerful tool for personal growth. It allows you to align your thoughts and actions more closely with your true values and aspirations. Moreover, as you practice disciplining your thoughts, you will develop greater emotional intelligence. You will become more adept at recognizing and managing your own emotions, as well as understanding and empathizing with the emotions of others. This emotional mastery will serve you well in all areas of life, from your personal relationships to your professional interactions. But perhaps the most profound change you will experience is a shift in your perception of the world around you. As you train your mind to focus on possibilities rather than problems, on solutions rather than obstacles, you will find that the world seems to open up before you. Opportunities that you might have overlooked before will suddenly become apparent. Challenges that once seemed insurmountable will now appear as exciting puzzles to be solved. This shift in perception is not about ignoring reality or pretending that problems don't exist. Rather, it's about approaching life's challenges with a growth mindset. It's about believing in your ability to learn, to adapt, to overcome. When you discipline your thoughts in this way, you tap into a wellspring of creativity and resilience that you might never have known you possessed. Remember that it's not just about achieving your goals, although that will certainly be a welcome outcome. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about living with purpose, with passion, with joy. It's about waking up each day excited about the possibilities that lie ahead, knowing that you have the mental tools to make the most of every opportunity. The power to change your life, to achieve your dreams, to make a positive impact on the world. It all begins in your mind. It all starts with the thoughts you choose to nurture. The journey of mental discipline is not always easy, but it is always worthwhile. Every step you take towards mastering your thoughts is a step towards mastering your life. Every effort you make to cultivate positive, empowering thoughts is an investment in your future happiness and success. Take that first step. Make that choice. Commit to disciplining your thoughts. Embrace the challenge, knowing that on the other side lies a life of greater purpose, greater fulfillment, and greater impact